Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Benjamin Breakinavani, and now we are back with Fnatic playing against Mongolz. In case you guys haven't been able to tell, I've been religiously following the Mongolz because of course I do know they have a lot of fans who want to watch the VODs at the very least. I did a little bit of light research, and of course this is the round robin stage, and these guys are basically in the group of death of these two round robin stages. I feel as though they would have maybe somewhat of a chance going up against EFrag, or at least a slightly better chance, but that being said, I can't really determine who just won the knife round. I wasn't paying avidly close attention, and I can't really see the stream, what's the word I'm looking for, the stream replay without causing any kind of adverse lag. Nonetheless, you will find the VODs on YouTube, and I do believe that it's time for us to dive into this relatively soon. We've got Reddy coming in from Flusha. And I feel as though, I mean, Mongolz are going to go down, they're going to go down swinging, really. I think this is their 5th match of the day, which I did also find out that no matter what, Mongolz does stand to get away with a little bit of money, although not as much as their first prize win at IEM Taipei. That was, in some ways I would say it's entertaining. For those of you who don't know the story, basically what had happened was at the beginning of February, when the Taipei game show was going on, we basically found out, when day 1 even began, rather, we had found out that QZ was caught vac banned for cheating. He's on Team Tai Lu. The story is that Tai Lu is basically the best team in all of Asia, and now that QZ is out of the picture, they're going to be looking for a new opper. And you know, that being said, it kind of put Mongolz in a sort of weak-ish position, going up against, you know, Renegades, the former favorites to take the championship. But by some miracle or another, we actually saw the Mongols bring it back and take a 2-0 victory in the grand finals against Renegades, and now here they are at Katowice. Nonetheless, if they finish in last place, then they're going to get some money for, you know, coming such a long way, and of course expending a ton of resources on getting their visas. Did you guys know that they actually had to fly all the way to Beijing just to get a visa to Poland, because there was no embassy for Poland in Mongolia? It's kind of a, maybe they're still sour about Genghis Khan invading their country about 600, 700 years ago, but I know that's kind of a sad joke, tasteless joke rather. But here we go, a main entrance coming in from the Mongols on the T side. If they go down in a blaze of glory, and it's already been 1-for-1 in the exchange. Crims manages to land another headshot, and it's going to be back to 3 versus 2 with Mongolz in favor. JW coming in a little bit slow from Squeaky. But now he's walking. The door has not been closed, which is, you know, just a slight follow-up coming from Mongolz, but let's not fault them too terribly much for it. At least, there it is. They're going to catch him, and that's going to be JW out of the picture. 3 versus 1 Flusha at 7 HP, but he's taken down now by Togu. Starting things out with a triple kill, and Machine Gun getting a double kill. They are feeling like, you know, if we're going to go down, let's do it. Let's do it in a blaze of glory. Let's make sure we know what we can do against Fnatic on cash. 2 AKs, Mac 10, MP7, and a Tech 9 coming up from Menace. I'm not entirely sure what the thought process is behind this, but it's working so far. Togu does get the opening frag. Flusha now forced into Checker's corner right next to Vent, and I think he knows that there might be someone in there. There's no way to be 100% certain without actually hearing the footsteps, but Dennis is going to find 1 frag. Looks like that's not going to be Flusha getting 1. And let me just turn up the volume a little bit, because I notice everything's a little bit quiet on the in-game sound side of things. I just wanted to make sure that my voice is loud and clear over the gunshots. That way you guys can hear me enunciating what is happening in-game. Looks a little bit too loud, so I'll probably turn it down in just a short moment. JW does get a refrag, and now it's all on Machine Gun. 1 versus 3. Gonna be very difficult, but it's a star player against the star player. He's gonna find JW, but JW's gonna come out on top in that exchange. There we go. I turned it down to about 40% of what it originally was. But now Mongolz are looking like they're not off to such a great start as they were before. NCL gonna go full, never mind. Gonna go in with a Tech 9 armor buy just like the rest of his team. And Zuckerberg doing, relatively speaking, the same. I feel like this is it. If I read the tournament format correctly, then they may stand no chance at elevating to the playoffs. If that's the case, then, you know, so be it. They've come with, you know, a lot of resources expended to just get the visa to come to Poland. They just wanted to show the world what they're capable of, and now they're doing it relatively well, exchanging fairly, not too bad. 3 versus 3. They do have a rifle in tow now. It's going to be on Togu, but 2 versus 3, it's hard to make that work. Machine gun taken down at mid, dueling against Flusha and his CZ. That's all on Togu, and Togu is the second strongest on the team in my sincere opinion. It's going for A main. It's gonna be Crims jumping back to safety behind red crate. The flashbangs tossed into A main. Misperception on the original flashbang timing. 7 bullets remaining in that clip. He's not gonna win the duel against Dennis. Strong start from Mongolz. They exchanged 1 for 2. And at the end of it all, you know, they really couldn't come out on top. They did salvage those weapons. It felt like they were a little bit slow getting to the weapon salvage, but, you know, that being said, a round is a round, and they came off very strong, and they show that their pistol rounds are very strong as well. I think Machine Gun has also been showing fantastic performance here, as well as Togu, in this entire tournament. But it feels like, you know, mechanically speaking, in that regards, I do say they are very strong players. But it feels like the coordination, the teamwork, it's not quite on that Fnatic level yet. It's far from the Fnatic level, but maybe one day they'll get there themselves. Who knows? This is only their 3rd offline event in the past year. I saw the first one. It was CFG. I was not on the ground at the time, but I was casting in English. And the second one I was on the ground for, I did actually meet them. I thought they were nice chaps, and got some drinks. But the entry now going into A main, and that's just, well, I mean, kind of parallel to what we expected. No positive exchanges. Olafmeister does steal things out at mid, and it looks like this is going to be an AK round coming out for Mongolz. Limited utilities. If this one fails, then they're setting themselves up for a quasi buy the next round, and then after that, it should be another full buy. Zuckerberg gonna be opening fire. JW, he's just waiting for someone to overextend at mid. I think he's gonna get that chance fairly soon. But Flusha taking a good chunk of heat from Menace. He's gonna be finished off by Zuckerberg. However, it's JW at mid. He does get that frag he's looking for. However, he's able to hold his ground against Machine Gun as well. Line fire going through the metal railing, but it's not going to connect with anything thus far, and JW is going to just back away into vents very calmly, very collectedly. And he gets away with 34 HP. It's 3 versus 4. HP advantage is there for Mongolz, but just as I say that, JW takes NCL off the map, and that's going to be Olafmeister taking another. You know, I mean, it's all on Togu right now. He's going to have to win all on his own and shut down by Olafmeister. Before the team had a designated opper, it was obviously Zoken. I wouldn't say obviously Zokenberg, but Zokenberg is not on the same level that Machine Gun is. He's probably, you know, he's probably like the Liquid Simple of Asia, if you want to stop and think of it in that regards. Not entirely familiar with Simple, other than I've heard things like, you know, he's a great hybrid AWP and rifleman. Oh my goodness, friendly fire. Well, it's only 13 HP. It's, you know, it's better than getting him in the face with a right click. Another stack for A main. We have the CT spread, and it looks like we're actually going to be having Olafmeister trying to make the play for a flank. He's just going to get the headshot on the Machine Gun. He's going to get, however, pwned by Menace. Togu's going to get one for his time. So that's 3 versus 4. They got to stay calm, collect those weapons, and then make the entry, but it looks like he comes a little bit too rapidly. Because again, this is a quasi-buy, but Flusha is the last man standing, and it looks like the bomb could be planted here. Oh no, as I say that, we do see Menace drop the bomb as he's taken down by Flusha. Flusha now going to rotate to mid, and it looks like Togu's coming in a little bit slow here for the bomb salvage. It looks like he's going for the chase. I don't think he hears the footsteps. I don't, oh my goodness. He's going for the slow chase. Well, 1 versus 1. Very climactic moment for the Mongols, and really, all we have to see come from Flusha is really just land that bullet in a spot where Kevlar doesn't cover, or just make a headshot with either weapon. This kind of worst case scenario. He's gonna find it, and there it is. Just lands 2 bullets, and I think the first one hit Kevlar. Complimenting their teammate, saying nice shot. Togu. DGL God? I'm not entirely sure what that. So DGL God? I don't get it. Might be an inside joke that they shared behind. But they said it on stream, so maybe someone will comment below and let me know what the reference is all about. But hats off to ESL for getting the right flag on the server. I've had a lot of complaints about some previous VODs where there was a Chinese flag next to Mongol's name, and yes, this was done by Chinese tournament organizers, not to name anyone, but not that great. Zuckerberg making the opening frag, full buy coming in, the entry coming in, and that's going to be Krim shutting down 2. Dennis from Forklift shutting down the entry on Togu. Krim's getting another with his USP, and it's now 1 versus 5 with Zuckerberg out on the map. He's now the last man standing. He can't hold down the Alamo, and Dennis Monster just takes him down. 6-1. Gonna be, I'm looking here, it's gonna be Menace going towards bomb site B, looking for some kind of a pick, and this is not really quasi full by awkward position to be caught out with that AK-47 at. Oh my, and he's still alive even after eating a frag grenade. 7 HP remains. That's definitely gonna make a, I guess you'd say a weaker rear defense, if you will, coming in from Mongols. JW is now taking down Zuckerberg, and that is going to give them the man advantage. And, you know, I mean, they're really short 2 AKs to call it a firepower advantage, really. Machine gun taken down now by Krims, Olfmeister, and a refrag coming in from Togu. Menace is the last man standing with only 7 HP. It could be to his advantage to just try and salvage that AK-47. It may or may not happen. Well, I think he's just going to chill there for a while. That door is being blind fired on now. He opens it, and he's just straight up walled by a USP headshot. And now Fnatic have, you know, I'd say they're about 1 AK-47 short of actually having a full-blown firepower advantage next round, assuming that they have all 5 of their guys alive this round. Mongol's gonna refrain from a full buy and just gonna make a quasi this round. Gonna be seeing an A main entrance coming in from the T's from Mongolia, playing up against the world's greatest. All of Mongolia is cheering for them right now. Togu does get the opening frag with the Deagle. That's going to be him with an AK now making a secondary, and it looks like we're going to have a flank coming in from Olafmeister. He's been spotted at main, I think. That was a Lodge coming in, but was unable to actually land the shot. That is, unfortunately, machine gun. Just taken down by Olaf. Now it's 2 versus 1. Olafmeister last man standing in the name of the team. Bomb's been picked up, but looks like we're gonna have, oh my, Olaf just, he's shutting this down with a 4K. He says, nah man, you're not gonna bomb site B. Just like, he shuts it down. Like, that's the mechanical part of the game I'm talking about, guys. Like, they just know how and when to aim. Four AKs and an AWP coming out now from Mongolz. It's gonna be machine gun on that op. Zuckerberg, just looks like we'll most likely not be there. with that AK-47. Togu definitely, you know, this is his map and it's shining right now. As a rifleman, he's doing very well. Oh my, and machine gun. I mean, he just kind of hopped straight into it, and the rest of it was reflex, and machine gun just hit what he had to. He hopped right into those crosshairs. Like machine gun, he was not actually. He didn't even have to click, really. It was just a matter of identifying whether or not it was an enemy target jumping into his scope. And then he just pulled the trigger. Winning the duel is Togu yet again. Crim's going to be taking him down, and it's now 3 versus 3 at that location. Unfortunately, machine gun shut down. I think it's a slight, you know, it's kind of a slight jiggle popping or peeking issue, if you will. I think he should have scoped out before he turned that corner, but didn't really occur to him. So now we're going to be seeing Menace all on his lonesome. He only has an AK in hand. Playing against these guys, I think they realize, you know, what kind of big sharks there may be in the ocean. For Fnatic, this kind of feels like, you know, maybe like they're warming up, really. I can't really identify what the state of mind that Mongolz is in right now. JW taken down, and that actually turned into an expensive win for Fnatic. More expensive than it needed to be. I'm not sure if JW was actually trying to go for that, or what exactly had happened there, but he's now stuck on the rebuy. I don't know. I mean, like, you know, if Mongolz could actually take this round, I think it would be decent. You know, they'd have a decent chance at coming back the next round, because really Fnatic lost what they needed to that last round. And machine gun, beautiful pop and drop. Like, he gets up top, pulls the trigger, gets the headshot, and drops down. I mean, Olafmeister as well. Like, you know, I wouldn't say the top fragger on the team, definitely not the top fragger on the team, but Crim's more than carrying his weight. Flusha gonna be doing what, but being dropped by Menace. It's now Crim's gonna rotate to bomb site B for the time being, as it is completely open. Menace does get the better aim on him initially, but does not win that duel. Crim's just, you know, inhuman reflexes really is what he has. But that's gonna be machine gun getting one more frag, and that's 2 versus 3. Now back to 2 versus 2. Togu managing to take the head of Dennis Monster, and now this is the perfect opportunity to plant the bomb. This is doable for Crims. It can be done, but, you know, he saw the peak, and he flicked it immediately. Jumps here coming in for NCL. Before even close, and that's Togu shutting it down. Togu definitely carrying the team on this map. He says, "It's all right, guys. We finally got a win." And now you can see this kind of awkward-ish position that Fnatic is in. They could potentially make something of a buy. Like, someone's going to be stuck with a CZ or FAMAS or something of that nature. And there it is. It's Flusha. He's the odd man out on this one. Dropped $8,500 this round to make sure that JW has an AWP. Let's see how this fares against the Mongolz. I guess in this particular round. I mean, Flusha he's alone at bomb site B, and, you know, I don't think he's in an optimal position to make use of that CZ, but Olafmeister does get the opening frag of the round. He's gonna fall back through vents. With that being said, 5 versus 4. And now we got Dennis Monster and JW. Kind of low-ish on HP, but I mean the man advantage is still there for the team. Firepower advantage, kind of inadvertently in some ways. Long story short, if you got 5 versus 2, and those last 2 have AKs, and the 5, whoa, hold that thought. Togu and machine gun opening up the path to play through, but I feel like a stronger play would be to go for bomb site B right now. But as I say that, you know, hold that thought. Crims, he's ready to make the play happen. He gets 2, switches to the USB. He's gonna try and get to a position where he can reload, but Sogu shuts him down. He says, you know what, you've been carrying your team, it's time for me to carry mine. Sogu now in a 1 versus 1 against Flusha. 37 seconds remain on the clock. Molotov tossed. Blind fire through smoke, revealing his position inadvertently as such. And now I don't know if he knows. Oh, unfortunately, Flusha just... expensive win there for Fnatic, but a win's a win. Salvage the AWP. And Crim's just really... It feels like this is his map above all else. And Sogu kind of more or less showing the same thing for his team. He's kind of holding a 1.8 frags average per round, if you will. But apparently there's been a CSGO crash. So just going to take things into a short break and we'll be back after the players are back. All right, and we are back now. Mongolz at 2 points to the 10 of Fnatic. I think it would be a miracle if they could make it beyond 6 at this rate, but you know, they're gonna try and give it a shot. But the big problem is they recently just lost their max loss bonus, so that's actually going to set them back quite a ways in terms of getting rifles into the game. We're talking about next, I mean, you know, they're not too far away from the last round of the first half, and that's gonna be Glocks, 1 Deagle, and Meister just, oh my goodness, becoming disgusting on a completely different level by showing no mercy to terrorists. 3 kills to him, 2 to Flusha, and that shuts down the B push immediately. That's basically what the Mongols were hoping for at that particular moment in time. Menace. Gonna go through smoke and win that duel initially, but he's gonna be finished off by Flusha. And JW is gonna get one in the background, and that's 2 versus 4. And now it's Hoku's out. That's basically, I guess you could say, carry of the round, kind of eliminated. Frag grenade doesn't quite finish off NCL, but looks like Crims with his USP will. That's just. I don't know. In some ways, this is a lesson for Mongols. I wouldn't say, you know, not in a negative light. They are learning from this event. They are playing against tier 1 teams from Europe and, well, would have predominantly been North America, but I imagine there's some North American team that's in there. Brazil playing against the global stage, really. Machine Gun gets flanked by Olafmeister. And this is 1 for 1 in the trades thus far. Fnatic Crim's gonna get one to his name. Entry being made for bomb site A, and it's not looking that great for Mongols, although Menace did manage to salvage an M4. KW taking down NCL. That's gonna be, looks like Menace trying to get 2 to his name, but that's a bit too much for him to chew. And Crims is going to take him down, and that's bringing things to an end score of 13-2 in favor of Fnatic. But hey, I mean, like, they get to, you know, go home and say to their countrymen, well, we took this many rounds off of Fnatic, we took that many rounds off of these guys. This is what we need to do in order to improve if we should happen to get another chance to go abroad. Their parents must be damn proud of them after that IEM Taipei win. I would be, you know? But as it stands now, Mongols at 2 points have one hell of a tall order to fill on CT side if they want to take things into overtime, and I wouldn't put it beyond possible. The question is, are you a believer? I've seen teams with this kind of, you know, point deficit, round deficit come back, but with Machine Gun being taken down, star player on other maps, not this one, as it's Sogu filling that position. He's already fallen 2 versus 5. It's Menace and Otto who are in that position. Dennis is going to take him down. It's now all on Menace. He does get 1 frag for his time, and he's unfortunately taken immediately down by Crims after rotating back towards bomb site B. And this is the position that Mongols are in now to avoid overtime. If they want to win this round, this is what they're doing. They're buying CZs and Deagles and coupling that with armor. They do have one flashbang grenade, and that's it. I don't know if it's going to be all in one direction towards bomb site A, but it looks like that is not going to be the play of the day. There we go. That's Wonderchild getting immediately 2 very quick frags, and the entry is happening at A main. Does get 1 frag for Togu, but that's about it. NCL, last man standing, and this is it. I think this could potentially be the final round of existence for Mongolz in this entire tournament. Because they did make a force buy last round, they are unable to afford rifles this round. They're going to go in with 3 Deagles, a P250, and a CZ. NCL looking for something to get that smoke to connect with. Gonna get 1 flank, but not a complete frag, it looks like. And friendly fire will actually be the undoing of Olafmeister there, unfortunately. A little bit confusing initially, but that does give Fnatic a disadvantage in the way of manpower. Togu gonna get another frag first time being. It looks like maybe, just maybe, this is the beginning of a very, very long comeback for Mongolz. If we check the economic system for Fnatic, right now they are not out of money. They're nowhere near out of money. But those AKs, like, it's hard for them to find at the moment, really, for Mongolian monsters. Or Mongolian masters. Zuckerberg wins that duel. He's not going to be able to get an AK to his teammate in time to salvage that one. And this is what Mongolz have to deal with for this round. Going to be a full buy equally from Fnatic. Pause called by Machine Gun, and they say, unfortunately, it's another crash. We'll be back in a short moment. Mongolz look like they could be on their final lifeline or a potential comeback. It really just depends on what is happening, where the shots are fired in this round, everything else in between. But look at Togu with 23 frags. You know, on this map, like, this is really proving to be his shining ground, if you will. Machine Gun at mid, perhaps feeling a little bit mentally defeated. The man, he speaks of leadership, if you will. Just like, look at him face to face. But that's going to be Mongolz getting 2 immediately. That's going to be now back to 2 versus 2. It's all on NCL and Zilkenberg. Not the strongest players on the team. And they're facing off against Crims and JW. Crims, if you look at his frags, that speaks for itself. 25. JW going to win that duel versus Zilkenberg. And now he's taken down immediately by NCL. Now caught on the reload. It's going to be Crims versus him. He survives due to some slightly poor aim from Crims. Jumping on top of the red crate, and now it's going to be the defuse. He's looking for the bomb. There it is. Mongolz just bought themselves another life back into this tournament, if you will. But I think this might result in a quasi-buy coming out from Fnatic. No, opting to save the AW, or not AWP, but rather AK-47. It's going to be a full buy coming from Fnatic given their situation. And that is, you know, kind of a, I wouldn't say an awkward position or a totally awkward position, but not optimal, to be perfectly honest. Here it is. Machine Gun now rotating to mid. He rotated, oh my goodness, his aim, he looked away just a little bit too early. I think maybe what happened was he misspotted a grenade, and now it's already looking like Mongolz might not be able to do this. Dennis just getting one, JW getting another, and that's going to be an end score of 16-4. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mongolz with, unfortunately now, 0 points, as I think they finish their last tournament game at IEM Katowice. And, you know, we're going to give them a nod off and a farewell. Unfortunately, they only get away with $2,000 for all of the expenses that they spent getting to Beijing and then applying for their visa to go to Poland from there. We'll take things into a short break, and then we'll be back shortly afterwards. Don't go away.